Hello and welcome back to the desk here at the Halo World Championship Tour London. I'm Pricey, and joining me on the desk this time, the boys better known as Golden and Wonder. Guys, how are you?
Yep, well, I'm esports best dressed man, so earned that title. There's some pretty good ones out there too. You know, like Semler. You know, Fwiz.
I don't think you're on the same level as Semler.
No, I mean he does a good knot, but you know what, man? Listen, it's all about how you. It's all about the dance. Everyone's seen the GIF. Everyone saw the Astro GIF, right? Everyone knows my moves. You know what I mean? So that's just it. Now go ahead, say what you want to say. Say something mean. Go ahead.
I don't want to say anything mean.
Deflect it off.
I don't want to say anything mean yet.
I don't believe you, Bryce.
But first, let's take a little look at the fixtures here. We are quite a way through this tournament already. 6 games in, 4 to go. We've seen all the winners' games, and no surprises there. Epsilon, Dignitas, Infused, and Excel all go through in those. Coming up next, though, Ironide versus Riot. And these are the deciding games we're going to see to round the day out. Then One Gaming versus Rift, Hyped versus Viperio, and Ambition versus Exertus. These games basically mean you go into the bracket or you go home, so it's all still to play for, and these are very important games. Now, before we get into this first matchup, I want to point something out. Golden Boy, you've actually been very, very mean to Harry.
He's not
on the analyst desk, he's not on the casting desk, and still he is the complete focus of your attention.
The butt of all the jokes. Why? Come on.
It's just so easy. You know what I mean? Like like when you see the precious victim, you know, just laying
precious.
there.
Thank you.
Right?
I am precious. That's a compliment.
But I mean,
well,
I guess if you want to take
that kind of precious.
I guess you want to take that as a compliment. But you know what? I mean, it's easy pickings. You know what I mean?
It's easy. So you're saying he's a bully. Golden Boy is a bully.
Hey, you know what?
Big bully.
It's okay.
Right,
Golden
let's
bully.
move on
Golden
then.
Bully.
Let's get into this team matchup we're going to see and kind of break this one down for the game coming up. It's Ironide versus Riot. On Ironide side, it's Penguin, Snailed It, Zone Curly, and Mastercrest. For Riot, they've got Malzy, Genius, Tide, and Hollers. Give me your kind of first impressions on this. But before we go too much further, let's take a look at the bracket and how they've got here. And you can see this is obviously going to be number A. So the bracket for Group A, you can see Epsilon obviously 2-0'd their way through. Number A.
Numbers.
I count everything as a number.
This is like preschool stuff.
All right, just gonna continue like this. All right, I can see war's been unleashed on the analyst desk. But as you can see, the decider match, Riot versus Ironide, is what we're going on now. And obviously, Ironide lost 2-0 to Riot Gaming in a previous series. So, Riot, the hot favourites coming into this one, guys. Are they going to be able to do it again?
I just want to say it's nice to actually have someone my height on the analyst desk for once, you know?
I mean, that's okay. If you think that's a dab, bro.
I'm so used to looking up to Walshy. No, I'm just saying, you know, I'm so used to looking up to Walshy. You know, it's nice to have someone my height and more my intelligence.
Well, you know what? You may think that I'm my height, but I look down on you. Oh, well, so there you go.
Just rude. Don't touch me. Don't get off me now.
Well, I think talking about the game and what we're here to do, people.
Yes, after about 7
stop
minutes,
trying to start. Don't start no stuff. Don't be no stuff. You know what I'm saying, dog?
I don't think I started anything. I think you started.
Anyway,
to leave Harry alone.
I would
concentrate on the game.
Leave me alone.
Big fan of Snailed It. You know, like what I've seen out of him. On the other side, we saw, you know, a little bit from Hollers. So I think that, you know, for both of these teams at this point, there's not really much to break down. It's more or less, you know, just play your game, right? Just play your game. This is an opportunity for you, big opportunity for you. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it could go. I think. I don't know. It's hard to say where it would go. I liked Ironide. I really liked Ironide a lot, and they haven't really shown up the way I would like them to.
All right, in your expert opinion there, Wonder Boy.
Expert opinion being a keyword, yeah.
What's the best way to clean a chimney?
I'm
joking. I'm joking.
I was about to answer that.
Let's go into the game.
Hey, get off me.
Let's go into the game. Let's talk about the teams. All right, go on. Give us your your opinion on these teams.
I don't think I want to anymore. You guys have been so rude.
Okay,
I'm a professional
talk about Halo
analyst.
You almost said chimney sweep.
Talk about Halo.
You almost said chimney sweep.
Chimney sweep. Anyway. I'm pretty sure these two teams have actually played each other already. I think the first game in the group was actually a 2-0 to Riot.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I keep getting mixed up. Riot and Rift. Those two team names are way too similar, even for an expert like me.
Sure.
But yeah, I see it going the same way. We said, dudes, don't interrupt me. I'm trying to speak. Okay? Can I seriously? This guy is really starting to annoy me already. Can I just get a new analyst? I miss Walshy already. I'm Team Walshy now, I think.
You were always Team Walshy.
I thought I was Team Strong Side.
I
was on the fence.
There wasn't a strong side team to begin with.
No, but yeah.
Any chance of us getting any analyst on today?
No, I don't think so. I mean, when you get us two on the desk,
honestly, when you just have me, I
much preferred Walshy and Strong Side at this point. All right, come on, give us your opinion on these teams.
Yeah, I think. Well, as I was saying, I think these two teams have already matched up against each other. It was a 2-0 in favor of Riot, and Riot gave really good games to Epsilon this morning. So I think that's a key indicator going into this match, the fact that Riot were able to push Epsilon to some pretty close games. I think that's going to contribute towards Riot winning this series.
All right, guys, kind of give me your score lines for this one then. I imagine it may be a very similar tale to last time, but Golden Boy, score line.
I have to go Riot 2-0.
Okay, Wonder Boy?
Riot 2-0.
Well, there you go, fairly concise. Let's hand it over to our casters. It is, of course, the professionals. Strong Side and Walshy, take it away.
All right, Alex saying nobody's been a part of Team Strong Side. I've had Wonder Boy. Have you had anybody on your team yet? I don't think so. Team Golden Boy still has had zero participants.
Just member by member keeps, going towards Team Walshy. And it's not like I'm persuading people. It's just more like Golden Boy
just let him do the damage. Let him do the damage, and people will come to you. Yeah, there's a lot of fire between Wonder Boy and Golden Boy, though. So. But let's get ready to get into this match. Ironide versus Riot. I'm going to have to agree. Riot, I think, is going to take this 2-0. They did match up against Ironide earlier in the series.
I do have to agree with the Riot winning. However, we have to take into consideration the fact that Riot did lose today. They got beat by Epsilon. So we're going to have to see if that plays an effect, because a lot of these players, some of them are new to the tournament scene, and some need to learn how to handle losses. So, of course, if Riot had the day to think it over or sleep off that loss, it'd be slightly different. But Riot lost, 2-3 hours ago, Teflon at the very most. So we're gonna have to see if they're able to bounce back. And they obviously know they can beat Ironide Gaming. It's just, can they do it again? Can they get over that last loss against Epsilon?
Yeah, and there's a lot more pressure on the line here because the loser is going home. So, like you said, this is a new environment to a lot of these players. How are they going to take this type of stress going into this match? Is Riot going to be able to stay strong and defeat Ironide in a good fashion like before? Or is Ironide going to come in strong?
The other factor to take into account, we're playing a breakout match first, and we've seen that be quite different from other results. So we've seen, obviously, like Epsilon got taken to game or round 10 even against Riot. So I guess it's not so much a question is Riot good at breakout, but is Ironide going to be really good at breakout? Can they take Riot in this game one? Because what we've seen so far is a lot of the upset games per se have been game one, whereas the other top teams have won game 2 and 3. So we're gonna see if Ironide can come out swinging, take game one and breakout gamble. They're loading up right now, and we're just waiting for that to get started here in a second.
Well, who do you want to hop on board with? I say we hop on board with Tide. Tide did really well against Epsilon.
Make that happen.
And that match was an incredible series as well. Epsilon almost getting taken down. Epsilon got really clutch. They were down 4-2, ended up killing 2 players and taking it to overtime and just getting the tie, moving on to the next round and bringing home the W.
What do you think is the keys to victory on Gamble Breakout?
Gamble, there is the camel. That's going to be one of the biggest keys to this map. And actually, shout out to Neighbor. Neighbor is one of the players who created this map here. And after Gamble Breakout, we're going to be taking a look at Empire Team Slayer, haven't seen yet, and also Fathom Capture the Flag. Both 2 new game types, actually all 3 new game types that we haven't seen yet. So here we go into Gamble. Like we said, camo is going to be the key. You need players to push on the other side of the map, though, to get that crossfire. And sometimes, you know what, it's even a good idea to just flank right down the middle. People tend not to look.
It always seems like it's like a breakup between, like, one person goes DMR, and then some teams even just send, like, the following 3 members up that camo ramp. So we're going to see what these teams opt to do. We're going to start this match off with Tide from Riot and see what they can do to hopefully lock up their spot in the winner's bracket.
All right, it looks like Tide is going to head straight over to the camo as well, making his way up the ramp. It looks like he has a teammate behind him. On top of that, nades are coming in. Tide getting picked off by a nerd grenade right there by Master Crest right off the start. A player down from both teams, 2 down for blue. Let's see if Snailed is going to be able to pick up a DMR kill here from across the map. He's making a push up, down across bottom middle, like we were just saying. It's easy to go through the house. A lot of pressure coming from Ironide right now. Just fully charging across the map.
So right off the bat, Ironide just charging out and getting this early kills, and they played it correctly. They got a kill, and they pushed their advantage. They got that easy kill over on Camel Ramp to secure their win. I can't see any way that Malzy can make this happen, but I'd love for him to prove me wrong. So let's see what Malzy's going to try to do is stop this flag cap and possibly get 2 more kills after
If Malzy pulls this off, this is going to be the greatest play of all time, and he's taken down right there. So a quick first round, but honestly, Camo wasn't even really used that much.
No, I think it got burned pretty immediately, but one part to keep in mind during that last game was Ironide got that first kill, and they knew another member was over on camera ramp, and they just immediately flew at that person. They went 1 for 1, and it's a really good way of thinking. Like, if you break it down mathematically, like you have 4 members to 3, 4 to 3 isn't as big of a ratio as a 3 to 2. So they were happily going to trade that 1 player so they could make a 3-on-2 and easily secure that win.
Here you saw Riot charging 3 players up the Camo side, charging up the ramp,
Wow.
picking up the triple kill. Malzy coming in hot. Camo is still up. They're not even going to pick it up. Ending that in an easy fashion right there. Wow,
Lucky
Malzy.
on the correct screen there. That was incredible play by Malzy. He took, one thing I like about aggressive teammates is, if you are taking damage or putting yourself out there, a player like Malzy took advantage of that situation. He wasn't too passive, sitting back like, all right, am I going to take too much damage here? No, he flew with his teammates. He did not hesitate one bit, and because of it, got that nice triple kill on Camo side.
Look, these guys are not even changing up their strategy. They're still sending 3 to Camo side, just hanging out here a little bit, playing a little bit more passive, waiting for them to make the mistake. And now they're starting to make a push as they had a guy jump up to Camo. He's actually, Riot Hires taken down. Riot Tide taken down to 2 to 1 right now. Snailed it, looking for that last player.
I gotta ask you, Mike, in a situation like this, 2-on-1, do you stack both players on the same side of the map, or do you split across like they are right now? And Snailed it.
Wow.
Ends up winning the round there for his squad with that nice 3 shot with the DMR. However, I still want to get your opinion on that. Do you split up?
To answer your question, that's honestly, it's a little risky to split up that far. If one player gets taken down across the map, it's not going to be possible for that other player to make it all the way over there to finish that kill. So that individual guy is going to just get his shields back and be able to fight a 1v1.
Yeah, luckily Snailed It was able to win that 1v1, and I don't know who got that early grenade. It was Snailed It on the screen, but what I was going to say is he was lucky to win that 1v1 because had he lost that, it would have been an even footing. Of course, his teammate would have known exactly where the opponent was, but still point is 1v1 full shields is not the situation you want to be after you had such an advantage.
Yeah, and Ironide putting a lot more pressure on here, and you have Jammy flanking around behind them. He's taken down, he gets a trade. Snailed It, looking for the last guy. He spots him up at top Camo. Teammate Sean making the move. Good teamwork out of Ironide right there.
Classic shake and bake, the bait and switch right there. That was really good.
We used to do that a little bit back in the day.
A little shake and bake, yeah. It's always, that's what you gotta do. You poke out for a little bit, do some damage, and then you let your teammate take care of the rest.
Good old bait and switch. All right, still on board with Snailed It. It's been going for the DMR quite a bit and doing quite well with it. He's got a few good nerd grenades that he's been hitting earlier. Not connecting there. It looks like they figured out where those nades were coming from and not going to let that happen again.
And one thing I used to be surprised about is it seems like teams would always continually throw the same grenades, especially on like altitude. And I was surprised about that because I was thinking in a certain situation, first off, Snailed is in a 1-on-3. We're going to see what he can do here. He's taken down by the SMG. A very much needed round for Ironide to bring this to a feasible 3-2. But the whole point I was just getting at there was sometimes I found out now is teams, they'll still throw the same grenades because they like to block off routes. They feel like, all right, even if they don't get hit by this grenade, we get the better positioning, and we can take advantage of that and translate that into a kill.
Yeah, exactly. So still on board with Snailed It. Not connecting with any of those grenades. Still has the DMR sitting back right now, playing a little bit less aggressive. It seems like Ironide tries to pick up that first kill, and then they start to push. All right, now let's see when it's against them. They are down a player. What are they going to do in this situation? How are they going to play? You see a player, Sean, trying to make a flank, playing a little bit more sneaky. Camo is picked up by Riot, and now we are tied up 3-3.
Yeah, and I want to get your opinion too. What do you think you should be doing when your team is down in numbers? Because I think the initial reaction is you play passive because it makes most sense. Like, we don't have numbers. Why are we going to push? However, I feel like when you're down in numbers, actually in Breakout, it's a good opportunity to push out.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's hop on board with Hollers now and see what this guy's been doing off the start of the match. I think he's been trying to flank and going up Camo ramp with the his teammate as well.
It seems like
this,
both squads have this like it's one of those things that you know the other team's gonna send at least a couple people towards camo, so you kind of have to match that firepower. It's not a one-person job over on camo side because it's so covered, so you can't like get fully cross-mapped from DMR or from shotgun side. So that's why these teams stack camo side because of that cover.
You wouldn't change that strategy up ever. You would just always send 3 guys over there?
No, I feel like it's a safe play to send at least 2 at camo side almost every single time, because if you run into a situation where you have numbers on them, like let's say you run into only 1 member, you can go over, get that easy kill. If they send 2 yourself, 2 on their side, you at least get to match that. It's just one of those things where if they have too many over there, at least you can maybe back down, or at least take down 1 or 2 with you.
I'd like to touch on Holler's play right there. He had camo, he put a shot or 2 into one of the enemies, and instead of just jumping out and trying finishing it, he let his teammate come in and use teamwork. I think Josh was the one who was able to pick him up. Now they've located, snailed it, and he's taken down. I think we are tied at, no, we are at 4-3 right now with Ironide behind.
Yeah, Riot hopefully they would love to end this 5-3. No one likes to go to game 9. Of course, us as casters and us as in the audience love seeing it going on in the last round. But we both know how nerve-wracking it is when you get in that like 49-49 Team Slayer game or going to that last round, and right off the bat, 2 members of Riot taken down. I want to see what Holler and Genius can do to bring this back. Holler, the only one alive, and I like this aggressiveness. You can't just sit back and let him come to you. You have to make some sort of play if you are going to have any chance of this.
This is going to be the best comeback of all time, 1v4. I've never seen it happen in tournament play. If he could be the first one to do it, I mean, we got to give this man a trophy.
Yeah, I mean, it's the most unlikely of situations, so, and looks like this fairy tale is not going to end very happily for Holler.
You know what we are going to? We're going to round 9.
No matter what, we win in this situation. We either see a sick 1v4 or we can see round 9. So we are jumping in round 9. Who do you want to start with? Let's go to Penguin. We have not seen anything of Ironide's Penguin yet, and this could be the huge swing they need. If they take this first game, it is very feasible that they could take this entire series.
Ironide, Penguin actually is the only player from Ironide who's competed in a LAN tournament. All 3 other guys, it's their first LAN event here. So, wow.
Double grenade.
Right off the start, down to the last player. There's pretty much no way Ironide is going to be able to win this one here. And Riot Gaming taking down game number 1 in a swift manner in that last round.
Just a small misstep, and that double kill grenade pretty much sealed the deal. I mean, 2 kills for free without taking any damage in return. Let's take a quick look at the stats, though.
All right, it looks like a lot more assists coming from the Riot side right there. I think they'll almost triple the assists. Shots hit are about, I'd say they're about the same, but yeah, look at those assists. That was crazy. You only had, I think, 2 or 3 assists from the Ironide side. And even though Breakout's a quick killing game, normally you see a decent amount of assists, and there was virtually none. That just shows they don't have enough teamwork happening.
Yeah, especially I consider, for example, in Breakout, when someone has a BR, it's not surprising when there's no assist on that kill because BR kills so quickly. 2 bursts, person is down. However, with like Pistol and DMR, players should be very aware of their surroundings on Breakout and also in positions to get away in the case of their shot. So it's not like these players are jumping out in the middle of the map and expose themselves fully. Like, of course, they're sitting near cover. They're sitting on a ramp. They should be able to thrust away, and in many cases against top players, it's going to take 2 members to get that kill.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to be moving into the next game type, which is going to be Empire Slayer. What are some of the keys that you think, Walsh?
Are you an inside guy or an outside guy?
I'm all about the inside.
You're an inside guy?
You got to go for that overshield. The overshield is a must, and you got to get the shotgun alongside it as well. Honestly, that first overshield, it's a big charge fest at the start, and getting that getting the splinter grenade is a huge help as well. That one guy, if he can pick up the splinter grenade, kind of throw it towards their side, overshield.
Block off that OS side.
Block it off. So, and then if he does make it through, he's 1 shot, pick him off. OS gets burnt, but you know what? At least the other team doesn't have it.
And you get the free kill and potential of map control from that. I agree. Inside is the superior strategy. You just have more ways that you can actually push out and assault outside. Whereas it's so much more difficult. Like, for example, unless you get some lucky banked grenade or you get the perfect double team on someone up in tower, you don't get those kills. You have to actually go all the way over there to get those kills. And guess what spawns over there? Shotgun.
Yep.
So that's why inside's superior strat. But when I'm playing like matchmaking, I play in 3 cents, man. I'm an old man. So it's tough for me to fight some of those vertical battles inside and I usually go for, like, I feel more comfortable shooting battles outside just because I, just have to fight bend to bend or from turbine to turbine. But as you see right here on the screen, Riot Gaming took the first game 5-4, and we are jumping into game 2 in a second, which is Team Slayer and Empire. And if necessary, we have a game 3 of Fathom, Capture the Flag.
All right, I'd say this match, let's hop on board with Genius. We were on Snailed It and the other squad for quite some time, so let's see what Genius is up to. And then another thing on this map, Storm Rifles. Storm Rifles are going to be really big.
That is so huge with the bend, so that's
range.
the way to counteract some of those shotgun encounters. But at the same time, what an interesting play. Who got that overshield? I'm going to jump on with, was it Penguin? Nope, I'm trying to see who it was.
I think that was Penguin.
Was it Penguin?
Wait, no, that's
I
not
can't
Penguin.
find it.
It is
Nope.
Malzy.
Malzy had the OS. Sorry, I was trying to find it on the screen the whole time. But every single time, I always see people go outside the turbine and maybe like slide in from there, or they'll go straight in, the most direct route from the window. However, what he did, he sprint towards bottom tower and just looped around. Like, I don't know why I haven't seen that before, because that seemed pretty ingenious to me. If you have teammates hold him off in that direction, it seems like almost a guaranteed get, just like Malzy just pulled off.
Yeah, and Malzy throwing some plasma caster shots across the map.
What do you think about that? Do you think
Mary.
he should be doing the individual shots, or should be doing charge-up shots here when he's doing this across the map?
Right now, honestly, I'd probably try and use the pistol, maybe push up to help a teammate. You're asking for a lucky kill here.
Yeah.
You probably want to shoot the charged up shot. You have a better chance of getting a stick that way.
He could conserve more ammo in that case too, because he could just shoot, 5 long-range shots and not use up all his ammo. And there's that elusive shotgun in the hands of, I believe it's Malzy, who ended up dying. So
Let's hop on board with Tide here. And you were saying outside. You like outside a little bit?
I would say personally, I'm more comfortable shooting outside just because of my sensitivity when I play in the game. So I agree that inside is a superior strategy at like top level play.
Yeah, and there you see Tide taken down out there by himself. He didn't have help there from Genius. You see later on Genius coming over to pick up that kill. Genius with the Storm Rifle, not able to finish the kill right there, getting taken down by Snailed It with the SMG. And I think Malzy was actually just taken down by the barrel over there in the attic.
That was that's one of the interesting aspects that they've added within Halo 5 is making the automatics take skill compared to like previous Halo titles or other comparable like FPSs. Is you can tell right there, Storm Rifle should always beat Assault Rifle SMG at that distance, but that was not the case. Missed some shots and punished for it, and we saw the OS go in the hands of Genius, who has Storm Rifle and is hunting down this kill. Master Crest made a great play there, trying to go for that ground pound, but at the end of the day, that wasn't going to happen. I think he needed to do some damage. Ground pound in some cases is the game changer. Like you pull off that ground pound and get the kill. It's, it goes from a 0 to 100% chance like situation. However, when you're going against someone with OS, you have to just add up that damage. You have to realize, all right, I can at least put a couple shots in there. That way my next teammate that fights this OS guy isn't going to be fighting against a full OS. You need to like do your, pay your dues, help out the team.
Yeah, and there you have Genius finishing up Malzy's kill right there. Malzy got that player weak, and they're holding down the tower right now. Gets shotgun, and he's taken down. Now Ironide has the shotgun over here, and still a close game, 14-18. Still anything could happen. Overshield's coming up in about another minute, and that's going to be another big swing. You saw Riot pick up that overshield that last time. They had about 2 or 3 players waiting on it, but now you see Ironide. They've got 2 players here right in the tower, and then 2 outside, just really moving around quite a bit. They don't really have a setup, just players kind of just moving very quickly on this map. And Empire is always a fast map. Sometimes it seems like there's no rhyme or reason because it's so fast.
It's absolute chaos, especially if you're not playing with your full team. Now, couple that with teams that are very organized, it's still a chaotic situation, and we have to see what Penguin can do. Does a good job of getting that kill and keeping control of the shotgun. It's actually taken down, so we'll jump on with Snailed It, see if we can grab that shotgun off the dead body. And even if it's 1 bullet, it's a shotgun. You want to pick that up, and it might be on respawn, but it seems like Snailed It's still looking for it, so I can't tell. Either way, Overshield should be coming up in about the next 15 seconds. I would expect whomever gets this Overshield should be able to pull at least 4 kills from it with their team. So we'll have to see what they can do.
Snailed It in a good position to give some cover, but it doesn't look like anyone else from Ironide is going for it. Riot picks it up, and he stays alive. I believe that was that Hollers that picked it up?
Yep.
I think so, and Hollers is picking up a nice double kill right there. Found the shotgun, nice little present on top of the overshield, just waiting for him right down there. As they take the lead 27-20 now. He's looking for some spawners over here. Snailed it's taken down by Malzy. And now let's see if he can put this shotgun into use. He's not going to push. Jord gets a nice flank here to sandwich him. And now he gets ground pounded in the face. You saw some of the disgust from his face right there over in the webcam. I think that might be the first actual ground pound we've seen this entire tournament.
Great predictive ground pound in that situation. Crest knew exactly what was coming towards him. He must have saw the shotgun beforehand and just predicted that. And that was such a great play by Crest there. Despite that, though, they're still down by 7 kills. And as we had said before, a lot of that kill swing was because of that overshield and right there, Crest taken down by that dangerous splinter grenade, as you were praising.
Well, they're still only down by 6, and the overshield's getting ready to come up in less than a minute, so that can be a huge swing as well. That's a good 4 or 5 kill swing, and if they can get the shotgun on top of that, now the shotgun's in the hands of Penguin, but if they can get the shotgun and the overshield, they can bring this back. Now they're only down by 4, and Snailed it not able, actually he's able to trade. Actually, I think his teammate Zone Curly was able to pick it up. But very close duel right there. Genius looking to put shots over in the tower, getting some nice grenades. Nice splinter grenade there. Picks up a kill from the splinter grenade.
That's the most satisfying thing when you see those hit markers just light up. It's like someone's walking through trouble.
Yeah, those are the absolute best. So Overshield getting ready to come up here. If I'm Riot, if I'm Genius, I may as well pick up the plasma pistol right now here as well, because just in case you do not get the Overshield, you can at least take him down.
Yeah, and I like this play by Genius, at least getting kills on the outside. We're going to have to see, OS has got to be up any second now. I still do not see it. Both these players not going to just give it up easily, so I am looking on all the screens. Do not see a pickup as of yet. My guess is it had to have been burned, because from Genius's point of view, he's not really focused on OS area anymore, so it had to have been burned. We'll assume that OS was about the 5:45 mark, so next one will be up 2 minutes after it was picked up, 3:45.
All right, Ironide's going to need to turn this around right now. Down by quite a bit. If they lose here, they are out. This is do or die. They're going to have to somehow turn this around. They're playing kind of solo, and you see Genius giving a little teabag right there, showing no respect at all to Ironide. Feeling pretty confident. Down by 10 now. Riot just looking very strong. Genius hasn't died here for a while. I feel like he's been alive here for about 2 minutes.
So much damage. Now, even though some of these won't show on the stat screen, like certain assists, that will barely show on there. But the whole point is he's been patrolling this area. He's been taking up so much attention. He's been just a nuisance this entire time to Ironide. So despite what the stat screen says at the end here, Genius has been doing so much work, and from what I've seen, quite possibly the MVP of the Riot Gaming team on this map.
Without a doubt, you saw some great team shots there again. That could have been the factor, just Riot working together, staying alive a lot better. And look, Ironide's charging out like non-stop. You see a guy charging bottom middle right there, right at Genius, and he's taken down Master Crest. It seems like they've kind of lost hope now, just players charging off on their own. And there you have it. Riot Gaming's going to take this one. And those guys are definitely pretty excited, getting some fist pounds and some high fives right there. Now they are moving on.
They got to be excited. They're moving on to Sunday. This is exactly what they wanted. First game was close. It was very, very close during the second game for a bit. But like you said, once they pulled ahead, there was not too much they could do in that situation. And that's one of the interesting parts about Team Slayer compared to other game types. Like most objectives, like a Stronghold or a CTF, it's possible to come back even when the other team has 99 seconds, or once they have 2 captures. But in a Team Slayer game, once they get to like a certain lead, like they're up by like 13 kills and they have 48 kills already, there's not so much you can do. Like you cannot guarantee situations where you get all 4 down and have 0 deaths. A lot of times in almost any push, you have to have sacrifices.
Yeah.
I remember when I was on Final Boss, I usually end up being the sacrifice. I don't know why. Why weren't you charging first, man?
The sacrificial lamb. Send him out there. Send him out. Let me do the sniping.
You go first. Check it out, man. See where they're at.
See if it's okay. Let me know if it's okay, and then come back and get me. But yeah, that was a great match, and let's see what the analysts have to say about that. Over to you, Bryce.
Thank you very much there, Strong Side. Well, guys, I know you've been kind of furiously making notes about this one, but let's get your first impressions out of the way.
Well, our predictions were 100% correct.
That's right. I got the record of Usain Bolt. You know, just consistent. That's right.
You really should not
Actually,
compare yourself to Usain
Yeah,
Bolt.
I
that's a
don't know if
bad
he's actually
comparison.
been consistent. I have no idea. I haven't really followed professional
It was a
track.
bad example all the way
Quite
around.
some
I think.
time.
Yeah, I think.
Quite some time.
I think we should move on.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
Game.
was
First
a bad one.
impressions.
Well, it's exactly how we thought it would go. Riot obviously already winning the first encounter between
Yeah.
these two teams. It wasn't a surprise to see them win this one. It was pretty easy work for them in the end. They did push Riot did Ironide in that breakout game, but like I said, it was pretty easy in the end there for Riot, and they made it happen.
Yeah, I think overall, you know, that breakout game looked a little questionable, went to round 9, but still, though, was a good showing from Riot. You know, they're really thinking about that last matchup they had against Epsilon, right? About how that breakout game really slipped away from them. That was a big opportunity for them to really potentially change the course of the game, right? So, you know, I don't know. I think that Riot overall felt pretty good in that matchup. They definitely felt great going into game 2. Without a doubt, I felt like that team had a lot more confidence there. But overall, though, Riot, strong showing.
It's kind of an interesting kind of mental game now. I mean, they've lost a game, they've won a game, and Riot going into that game kind of went, you know what, we've won one now, we're okay, and maybe we can kind of get through this a little bit better. But plus they had the benefit of being 2 up in the last series they played, so that's when in the mind going, we've already beaten these guys once, it shouldn't be too hard to do it again. And for me, it was just kind of same old, same old. We kind of thought Riot would go through. They did go through. It wasn't anything too spectacular, I don't think. But it's certainly something that, you know what, they're fairly consistent with the way they play.
I agree. I would agree with you 100%. I think, you know, Riot knew they had the upper hand. They knew that they were going into this one as a clear favorite, and that played a role in it. Of course, you know, I mean, Ironide, they had an opportunity there, especially in that breakout matchup, to really shake up Riot a bit. Just was not happening there, unfortunately, for them. But I have to say, though, you know, Ironide, I mean, their journey ends here, you know, but
it ends in this tournament. Of yours, weren't they?
Yeah, I like Ironide. I thought they were a good, scrappy team. You know, while their journey ends here, they still have the last chance qualifier to be able to make it into the actual competition. But, of course, the competition will be very fierce for that qualifier.
Just like saying snailed it.
That's
the only reason you're
so
sad
good.
to take off.
Such a good name. Such a good name.
This is good name. We should have a kind of a competition. Who they think has got the best gamer tag here this weekend?
I'm still struggling to say so.
I think Jacob Collinson wins that one.
That's very inventive.
At that point,
very
you
original,
just basically say, you know what, man, no one has this, and he just ran with it. Bless him. God bless.
All right, well, let's get down to the interview. Josh, take it away.
Thanks, Bryce. Tide, you've gone under a double over Ironide. As straightforward as last time?
Yeah, it was. Obviously, coming in on a win of a 2-0 from the series before that, we are absolutely confident that we weren't going to drop a game to them, despite the close 5-4 on Breakout.
Of course, obviously, it went to the very end of that. What was the thinking of the team just before that final round?
Sorry, what was that?
So what was the attitude in the team just before the final round?
Well, we knew it was Breakout Slayer. Breakout's I think it's very random, especially when we played Epsilon in the earlier round. We took it to 5-4, and a lot of teams have been very, very close in like 5-4s. So even if we lost that, we were 100% confident we were going to take the third game regardless. So,
With Slayer, you guys were strolling around, really enjoying yourself. Was that a testament to your teamwork, or mainly that the other guys couldn't really match up to you individually?
I think at first it was a bit slow. Like it was very, very close around the, I think it was 20 to 25 kill mark. And then we started collapsing on the spawns on both bases while controlling outside, and then the DMR, and we just ended it from there.
It can only get tougher from here. Confident for the rest of the tournament?
Confident now that we've actually won the series to bring us into this part of the stage. So, yeah, confident.
Have you played at any events before?
Me, Mousy have teamed for about a year. Me and Jordan have teamed, or Genius have teamed in the past, and Holler's obviously new to the team about 2 weeks ago.
So hopefully the fruition will be this weekend. All right, Tide, thank you. Brycey, back to you.
Thank you very much there, Josh. Now, let's go into this kind of map by map and kind of break this one down. I know you guys have made an incredible amount of notes actually on this one. So, Wonderboy, let's start off with you and kind of, you know, take me through what you were thinking.
Yeah, it was quite a close breakout game, number one. It went to round 9. I mean, I know Strong Side and Marshall were pretty happy about that, you know. It actually started off with Ironide taking round number 1, which was actually kind of surprising for me. It was actually Mousy in a 3 versus 1, but he couldn't get it done. And then in round number 2, Mounty came straight back at Ironide, got a triple and secured the round for his team. It was pretty much back and forth from then. You know, it went 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. So it was pretty much back and forth right up until the 4-4. And then in the last round to secure it, Genius with that double kill with that nade. It was a nerd nade as well, she put it. I think he described it perfectly. Pretty much won that final round for his team, taking down those 2 Ironide players with that 1 grenade.
Yeah, I would say, you know, the nades are definitely one of the most important aspects of Breakout. I mean, you know, it goes without saying. You know, it really does impact, you know, like the mentality of the game. And when Genius got that double nade, right there, man, he was feeling great, right? No reason for him to, you know, really that team at that point knew that that was it. They had him, you know, backs against the wall. They charged him. He had the DMR. I don't know who it was at the end there. Had the DMR, trapped between a rock and a hard place, and that was it, GG.
It was kind of one of those breakouts where you kind of just grip watching, because there were points where you thought this could go the other way.
Yeah.
But Riot did seem to just be stronger all kind of around that game there. Have you got any more notes on this map, or should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to give a shout out to Hollers, who actually had the camouflage. He was down in a 3 versus 2. I think it was him and Tide left alive on the right side, and he played really sneaky with the camouflage. You know, great trigger discipline from him. Found a player that was isolated from his teammate. Even up into a 2 versus 2, and then him and Tide pretty much took it from there and secured the round. So it's just the difference, you know, between the 2 teams. Riot with that discipline, you know, to make the camouflage work. That was pretty much the difference between the 2 teams in map number 1.
Fair enough. Well, let's move on to map number 2 then. Let's start with you this time, Golden Boy.
Right.
Tell me kind of what your impression was and what you picked up on.
Honestly, I was actually kind of shocked that, you know, Snailed was able to get that first camo off, right? But he just wasn't able to do anything with it, right? You know, but it was the route that he took. It was the route that he took that was actually pretty cool.
Overshield, right? On the camera.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
I thought I
haven't eaten
you're
yet,
supposed
guys.
to be an expert, okay?
And I'm
Where
so
did you
sorry.
find this guy? Seriously?
I don't know, from a dumpster. No,
like
seriously though, the OS, when he went down, picked up the overshield, that route he took while she noted, he came from bottom tower. That was a little precarious. Did not expect that at all. Typically, you see players go at the top of the staircase and then charge after it, slide in, maybe try and get the click, and then, you know, at that point, either they die or they stay alive. That time around, though, just run right into it. And that kind of kept things going, right? Kept it off their possession for the time being. But I think, you know, overall, again, it all came down to the discipline that Riot had with overshield control. You know, Genius was able to pick it up. As soon as he gets it, he picks up a couple kills. Easy peasy, right? Does it again. And then they do it one more time. It just kept happening, right? You know, Ironide just did not have possession of that overshield. They couldn't even win. And I also feel like they may have not been able to time it, which could have been the problem as well. Because you notice it was one play where, you know, they were over at Red BR and Red Top BR, and they were looking around. And I think, I don't know who the player was exactly, but he just wasn't paying attention to the overshield. He's actually more focused on the player charging from the red window. And because of that, overshield popped up. He saw it, was like, oh crap. And then at that point, that was it, right? They had control of it and able to pick up a double kill with it as well. So again, I think, you know, overall, I think it was Hollers who got the double on that one. I think that Ironide just could not figure out that OS control situation. Also, shotgun plays and tower, that was really hurting them as well. Just a lot of things that went against them in that matchup. And Riot, as you mentioned in the breakout game, had discipline, got that victory.
Yeah, I think you summed that up perfectly. That overshield was really the difference between the 2 teams. Despite getting the first overshield, Ironide couldn't really make anything happen with it.
I mean, they kept it competitive, right?
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah,
up
like 6 minutes in, they were
around,
like within 4.
Yeah,
right?
so within like the second overshield, Riot actually decided, instead of, you know, just diving down for the overshield, they decided, hey, within 30 seconds that overshield's coming up. Let's get outside and let's get that map control out there. So, hey, it's just an easy, safe route for us to get the overshield. That's exactly what they did. At that point, it was 12-12. They got themselves into like a 3 or 4 kill lead, 17-13, because of that overshield. By the time the overshield was gone, they had a 3 or 4 kill lead. So that's pretty much how they got into a lead. And then by the the third OS, they were in a 27-20 lead. They got another overshield. Again, it was just that outside control from Riot. And I think you hit the nail on the head. I think Ironide prioritized the shotgun over the overshield, and that's something you just can't do on this map. You know, it just didn't work out for them.
I'll talk about that Genius teabag.
Oh, the Genius teabag, 42-32.
Yeah, he was up by
10.
The disrespect was certainly coming in there.
Yeah, no, it was pretty funny.
Listen, when you're up by 10, you can do stuff like that, and I'm quite happy to let that happen. I want to see more of that this week.
Yeah, you know, a little bit of the players' personality shine. But, you know, Riot, I mean, they move on to the next round. They're going to face off. Well, actually, we don't know yet who they're going to face off
they're
against.
out of the group. They made it out.
They're out of the group.
Yeah, they're in the bracket.
Out of the woodwork and into greener pastures.
All right, so my question now is, now we've seen Riot play 3 games. They've lost 1, they've won 2, but they've won 2 against the same team.
Yeah.
Do you think their performance so far is good enough to actually go that far in this tournament, considering we've seen, like, I don't know, Exertus has been playing very well, Viperio's been really good, and that's not even counting the top 4 seeds. Like, there seems to be quite a lot of people in front of Riot now who should really be at least kind of challenging for that top spot. Do they have a chance?
Well, here's the problem. Because Riot finished second in their group, I'm pretty sure they go up against a group winner immediately in the knockout stage. So unless they maybe can draw Excel by some kind of miracle, maybe they could, you know, make something happen. But even Excel earlier looked great. I think Excel looked really, really good. Despite dropping the first map against Exertus, I think they really stamped their authority on that top 4. And I think a lot of people are questioning Excel coming into this event. But I think actually they made a statement today, Excel, and I think people need to stop doubting them because they looked really solid and really, really strong earlier against Exertus.
Awesome. Well, the guys, thank you so much for kind of breaking this one down for us. Coming up next after the break, we're going to have One Gaming versus Rift. But right now, 2 very good-looking gentlemen tried to repair relations across the pond and see if they can understand each other.
Okay, so I just read it off?
Yeah, so you look at him.
Okay. You ready? He doesn't know what else if he's ready.
I have to guess what he's saying.
Look at all those chickens.
I can't hear him. That's the idea. Is this the point of the game? Okay. Move your mouth like this.
Okay, ready? Look at all those chickens.
You're saying this is so frustrating. Charades.
Look
at
all
who you do
all those chickens.
look at wood. I'm not gonna lie.
Can we
this
just keep
song
going
is the
until he
worst
gets it?
song ever made.
Right. Look
Look
at
at
all.
hold. Wait, what was this?
I can't
What
spell
does
out in the
that
air.
even
That's
mean?
cheating.
You try this. Look at all those. All. Oh, you should have said that. All right.
You ready?
Okay.
Right. We
are
are the
the
Tiki Girls.
cheeky
Girls.
Nando's
No, girls.
guys.
We are the cheeky girls.
We are the cheeky guys.
Girls.
Girls.
Yes!
We are the cheeky girls. Yes! Oh my god, do I take this off now? Okay.
Oh, I can't hear a damn word he's saying. Right.
Hello. Okay. Okay. Shrek.
Durang?
No. Shrek.
My name is Golden Boy and I've got a stupid fat head. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Right, okay. Right.
Shrek.
Dragon.
No. But no, never mind. Let's okay. Shrek is love.
Shrek.
Yes.
Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Yes. How'd you get that? I didn't even say the last part.
Wait, we didn't even finish the sentence.
That's right.
You're amazing.
High five. All right. Okay. Bryce's hair.
Bryce's hair is awful. This is not acceptable.
No. Blasphemous.
Say again?
Blasphemous.
Blasphemous?
Yes.
I'm really good at this game.
He's so
Bryce's hair is blasphemous. Look how good I am at this game. I am the greatest.
I suck so bad. Oh my gosh, you get it.
Because I'm amazing.
How did you get Shrek is love, Shrek is life?
As soon as I got it's like, and then I was like, what Shrek? And then I repeated what you said. I was like, Shrek is love. I was like, it's got to be Shrek is life.
Oh my god, dude. I can't believe you got that and I couldn't get anything.